Top Snake Games here, and today we are watching analog horror until I get scared. Oh frick, bro, I don't get scared that easily, right? Someone's in my ceiling. Before we watch that, we gotta put our hat on. Wait, whoa. There we go. If I get nervous, I'll just use these. Okay, we're good. Let's go. Okay, let's press play. And also, make sure I do that. Make sure you're subscribed. This might be the scariest video I've ever made.
This is an emergency broadcast. Do not turn off your television until...
Wait. I'm gonna try not to turn around, okay? I'm gonna try not to turn around. Okay. It's already good.
This transmission is complete. Do not lower the volume. Do not attempt to leave your home. If you are alone, remain still. If you are with others, do not acknowledge them unless you are certain they are real. If any family member speaks to you in a voice that feels off, do not respond. They are not your family. Do not make eye contact. If you hear footsteps outside your window, do not assume it is someone you know. Do not approach the noise. Stay in the center of the room. Your mirrors may become unreliable. If you see something staring at you that does not blink, cover the mirror. Do not break it. Do not speak to it. If your television screen flickers and a figure appears its eyes too wide,
Okay. This is already giving me shivers, but I'm not shaking.
Smile too deep. Do not continue watching. The longer you stare, the more it learns about you. If you feel breath on your neck but there is no one behind you, do not react. Any sign of fear invites it closer. If you fear knocking at the door, no matter how familiar the voice, do not open it. It will call your name. It will sound desperate. It is not someone who needs help. Do not check your phone. Do not answer calls.
Yo, I just heard footsteps right there. I'm not... Should I be doing this, bro? I heard like... Get rid of my green screen more so I can actually see them.
Do not look at text messages. If your device lights up despite being powered off, leave it alone. Once this broadcast ends, sit in darkness. Do not turn on lights.
Okay, we're gonna watch
check
this
your
one
surroundings.
next.
Do not sleep until morning. You are being watched. Stay silent. Stay unseen.
But yeah, I want to read the comments. My ass was watching this alone. Sorry. It's kind of funny. It's kind of goofy right now. Enter this to escape. Note, don't skip anything. What? 2x3 equals 6, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's 6. Yeah, 6. Easy. I don't know what the 7 has to do with anything. Wrong answer. I got 6. I got 6. I got it right. Don't worry. Let's do it again. Did you see someone at starting? No. Well, yes, I saw that Momo. Do you know her? Yes, it's Momo. Yes, it's Momo. Okay, I thought it would be more disturbing than that.
This message is for the person watching alone. If this video was recommended to you, do not leave yet. There is something you need to know. 3 days ago, a Skinwalker was seen in your area. No, not near your town. Not near your street. Near you. The problem is not that it looks like a monster. The problem is that it looks like people. Your people. Your parents. Your friends. Your neighbors. Anyone. That is why this message was made. If your mom calls your name tonight, listen carefully. If she calls it twice the same way, that's normal. If she calls it 3 times exactly the same, Do not answer. Skinwalkers are good at copying voices, but they are terrible at making mistakes. If your best friend texts you after midnight and says, "Come outside," do not go, even if that's how they normally text. Especially if that's how they normally text. If your dog starts staring at your bedroom door, close the door.
It
Dogs
happens
notice
every
them
night.
first. If somebody waves at you through a window,
It happens every night for me. And I don't close my door. I just let the dog in.
but you know they should not be there, look away. Do not wave back. The Skinwalker only needs one thing: recognition. It wants you to believe it is real. Because once you do, it starts learning you. Your face, your voice, your habits, your family. The next part is important. If you live with your parents, check on them tomorrow morning. Not tonight. Tomorrow. If they ask why, do not tell them about this video. Most people who watch this video forget it's by morning. The few who remember usually send it to someone else. Nobody knows why. One final warning. If somebody sends you this video tomorrow, after you already watched it today, do not tell them. Do not ask questions. And do not tell them that you were already here,
I found it.
because that means the Skinwalker found someone who looks exactly like you. This broadcast is over. Lock your door. Turn off your phone. And if somebody knocks tonight, make sure you know who it was before you.
Alarms. Wait, let me read it. Civil authorities issued by public security warning.
If you are receiving this message, listen carefully.
Yes, sir.
This message may apply to you right now. Over the past week, multiple incidents have been reported across several schools. An unexplained extension of class periods. Teachers keep teaching, even when the bell rings. Even when the clock ticks past dismissal. Even when the sun starts setting
I hear hands slapping the wall.
outside. Some students have tried to leave. Some have stood up, packed their bags, walked toward the door. They never made it. They sat back down without realizing why. One student claimed her feet stopped moving before she touched the threshold. Another student swore the door wasn't there at all, just another chalkboard filled with lessons they hadn't learned yet. If this happens, do not look directly to your teacher. Look down. Look at your desk. Pretend to search your bag. Anything to avoid locking eyes. If your teacher continues lecturing, after class should be over, do not interrupt. Do not remind them of the time. Check. If the classroom clock stops moving for more than 1 minute. And check your phone. If the time doesn't change, you are no longer in a normal class period. If you begin to hear the same sentence repeated
Why are you not listening? Why are you not listening? Why are you not listening?
3 times, same tone, same words, like a recording, get out. If the bell rings early and nobody moves, leave anyway. Do not trust the schedule. Some students said they felt their desks vibrating softly, like a hum coming from underneath. Others reported hearing faint breathing from the front of the room, but the teacher's chest
Okay, good
wasn't
thing I'm not in
moving.
school.
If your classmates stop responding to you, if they turn their heads too slowly, their expressions too vacant, do not speak. Do not shake them.
Hey guys, Quante Opengo here.
Elsewhere. Some students say that writing their name on the board traps them, that once their name is written, they can no longer leave. Do not volunteer. Do not let the teacher call your name. One student reported flipping through her textbook to find pages she had never seen before. Pages with diagrams of faces she recognized. Her own face. Her teacher's face. The principal's face, staring straight at her like an unfinished sketch. She flipped the page again. The faces were gone. Another student in room 412 tried to break the cycle. He threw his chair at the window. The glass did not shatter. His voice did. The next day, he was back at his desk. He did not remember his name. If the board erases itself before class ends, leave. If the lights flicker 3 times and stay off longer than they should, stand up.
I don't know
If
if I
your
can
teacher
remember.
stops moving, but you still hear their voice, do not look at them.
Good thing I'm not in
This
school.
lesson is not meant for you. And once the school decides you belong, you will never graduate. Final warning, if the classroom door opens on its own, do not hesitate. Walk through it immediately. It might be the last chance you get.
You don't have a choice. Okay, wait. I can't. Not in the way you remember. Check your screen. Check your notifications. There's no trace of this video. No record, no source. Yet here you are, watching again. Are you sure you want to restart this? You are not an observer. What? You are not watching this. You are in this. Connection to user established. Location unknown. Processing pending update. What is this? I just heard loud knocking, bro.
This is a residential safety advisory from the County Emergency Management Office. Please remain calm. If you have just awakened, do not leave your room until you have verified the condition of the house. Keep lights on, keep doors closed, report any forced entry, displaced belongings, or signs of flooding to the dispatcher at once. Assistance is being coordinated for all affected addresses. If you woke up with mud on your feet and the basement door was open, do not go down to check it. The mud will not be normal mud. It will be dry at the edges already, dark and clumped between the toes.
Oh! Toes, bro. This is not scary.
Under the nails as though your feet were standing in it for hours. There may be a print trail across the bedroom floor. It will be faint because the footsteps did not carry weight. They will stop at the basement door. The door itself will not swing wide. It will stand open by exactly the width of a body turning sideways, like someone below wanted only a narrow invitation. At 4:12 a.m., Unit 5 reported damp footprints leading from the upstairs hallway to the basement landing. The resident stated the door had been locked before bed. He did not remember opening it. He called down the stairs and heard his own voice answer from below, 1 second later, in the exact tired tone he used when he was alone. When he reached the landing, the basement light was on, though the switch was still up in the off position. The first step was clean. The second had mud on it. The third was wet from the other side. Do not speak into the stairwell.
What? Okay, so I can't go into the stairwell, bro. If my feet have mud on it and my basement gate is open, I can't go in the stairwell.
Shine a flashlight through the opening. Is responding to attention. The sound you hear from below is not water moving through pipes. It is the slow, soft drag of something walking through standing darkness, placing each foot where yours had already pressed into the dirt.
I keep hearing water pipes up there, bro. Look, you hear that? I hear water pipes, bro. That freaked me out.
If you see the mud rise above the floor line, if you see the print come back up the stairs, back toward you, turn away immediately. We have a live unit now. The resident is at the landing. He says there are more footprints than he made. He says they are filling in behind him one by one, heel first, as if something is following the path he forgot he took. The basement door is still open. No, it is wider now. No, that is not possible.
Maybe queso's in there.
Something is standing just inside the frame, and the mud on my feet is warm, and I never went downstairs. And it is saying my name from the dark with my own mouth, and I can hear it coming up the steps without touching them. Do not let the basement see you awake. Service announcement from the County Emergency Communications Office. Please remain where you are. Secure your doors. Keep all telephones on silent. The midnight curfew is in effect until further notice, and all residents are advised to ignore non-essential contact after 12 a.m. Dispatch will continue monitoring the lines and will issue an all clear when the network has been fully inspected. Do not answer the call after...
Listen.
midnight, no matter who cries. The voice will not begin as a voice. It will begin as a wet inhale through the receiver, then a familiar sob, thin and strained, as if someone is trying to speak with their face pressed to a pillow. It will use the name you have not heard in years. It will use the voice of your child, or your mother, each one imperfect in a different, precise way, like a person wearing a memory they did not earn. The ring will stop exactly at 12:01. Then the crying will start again, closer now, with a soft thump beneath it, as though the caller is walking while holding the phone to its mouth.
I swear I saw a face.
At 12:07, the operator on line 3 reported a woman for her husband, who was listed as dead for 11 years. She answered before protocol could stop her. The sound changed immediately. The sobbing became breathing. Then the breathing became a second set of breaths layered underneath her own. She dropped the handset.
I hear what?
The line stayed open. We could hear her kitchen. We could hear her chair scrape backward. We could hear the voice inside the phone ask, in her exact tone, "Why are you standing behind me? Do not speak to the caller. Do not say, hello. Do not say, who is this?" Every word is a handhold. The thing on the line does not need permission to enter, only acknowledgement that it is being heard. Once it knows you are listening, the crying will move from the receiver to the walls, then to the vents, then to the room behind you, where it will stop crying altogether and begin to whisper the details of your life in the voice you trust most. We have lost the switchboard. The calls are coming in without numbers. The cries are not coming through the phone anymore. They are coming from under the desk, from the ceiling tile, from the inside of the handset itself. There is someone on line 2 saying my name, but line 2 is unplugged, and I can hear her smiling between sobs. Don't answer it. Don't answer it. It is past midnight, and it has learned the sound of your relief.
Oh my god. And I hope I'm just here still, bro. I'm in my basement.
The following letter was received by the Office of Anomaly Safety on the morning of September 12th from a 13-year-old girl named Nancy Gray, resident of Zone 9. Her handwriting was uneven, the paper smudged and torn near the edges. The envelope was postmarked 3 days before it arrived. By the time it reached us, the events she described were already over. Dear whoever gets this, there's something wrong in our house. I don't know how to say it. It came a week ago, I think. It's hard to remember when exactly. I just know that one night it wasn't here, and the next night it was. It doesn't make sounds. It just stands there. Sometimes in the hallway, sometimes at the door of my room. When I try to, my eyes slide away, like I'm not supposed to see it. My mom and dad see it too, but they keep saying it's my brother. I don't have a brother. I've counted so many times. It was always the 3 of us, but now there are 4. Nancy goes on to describe how her parents first noticed the figure one night near the living room. She said it stood by the family portrait, facing the wall, motionless.
It sounds like my house. I'm not sure.
Her father thought it was an intruder, but
8 minutes. Okay, time to try not to be scared. 8 minutes, bro.
when he tried to confront it, he couldn't seem to make out its face. Her parents both described a kind of pressure in the air, a heaviness that made them dizzy when they tried to focus. They got confused to the point where they thought it was just their imagination, but she could still see him, feel his presence. It convinced my parents that it was part of our family. Mom said maybe it's my brother, back from the hospital. I told her, I don't have one. She just looked confused. Then she said, Nancy, don't be mean. You know he's sick. From that night on, the thing began to appear more frequently, always near doorways, corners, and dark hallways. It never entered her room completely, but Nancy said she could feel it watching her as she slept. Her letter mentioned its stillness more than once. It doesn't blink.
Feels
It
like
doesn't even
something
breathe
camera,
right.
bro.
Over the next several days, her parents began to act strangely. They started setting an extra plate at the dinner table.
Something's
They began
breathing
speaking
against
to
my
him
neck.
without ever facing
Or it's just my hair brushing against my neck.
him. Her father even bought some clothes, saying he might need something to wear around the house again. When Nancy tried to tell her teacher, the school contacted her parents, Her mother explained that Nancy's brother had a disability that kept him from attending school and that she had been confused lately. After that, her parents stopped letting her out of the house alone. I think it likes when they talk about it, she wrote. Every time they call it my brother, it moves a little closer. It's learning how to smile. It's trying to look like us. Nancy began to notice subtle changes. Her parents' eyes looked duller. They stopped eating together. They slept less. She said her mother had started sitting beside the creature on the couch at night, staring blankly at the TV with it. Their neighborhood pets began to vanish. Nancy wrote that after the pets started disappearing, she tried to tell her neighbors what she thought was happening. She went door to door one afternoon, explaining that something had entered their home, something pretending to be her brother, but her parents followed close behind, smiling tightly, apologizing for her episodes. They told the neighbors Nancy had been under a lot of stress, that she was seeing things. One neighbor even offered to check in on her now and then. But when they came by the next morning, her mother told them Nancy wasn't feeling well and shouldn't have visitors for a while. From that point on, Nancy said the neighbors began to look at her differently. She wrote that the creature seemed to enjoy this. The behavior of the neighbors seemed strange at first, but after investigation we found out that the Gray family had only moved into the town a few years ago, and they were known for living quietly and without much contact. They didn't attend local gatherings, rarely spoke to neighbors, and were known mostly as polite but private. So when Nancy began to knock on doors, few truly knew what normal looked like for that family. Most assumed it was just a household issue, stress, illness, or isolation. And when the family stopped answering the door altogether, no one thought to question it. The creature seemed to understand this. The less attention the Greys drew, the safer it remained. It's possible that the anomaly was exploiting that very quiet. She claimed she saw her brother outside once, just standing under the streetlight, watching her window. He didn't move when the light flickered out, but when it came back on, he was gone. I tried calling the police, she wrote, but my parents took my phone. They said it upsets him when I talk about him like that. They said if I don't stop, he might take me away. The letter ends abruptly. The handwriting becomes uneven, trembling near the end. For the past few nights, he's been standing in the hallway just watching me. He doesn't move, doesn't speak. I try to close my eyes, but I can feel him there. I heard the Office of Anomaly Safety helps people when strange things like this happen. That's why I'm writing to you. Last night, he wasn't in the hallway anymore. He was standing at the foot of my bed. He didn't move for 11 hours. I couldn't sleep at all. Please, come soon. The letter ends there, but investigators found something else in the envelope. A small folded piece of lined paper that wasn't mentioned in her message. On it was a list written in pencil. Mom, Dad, Nancy. Next to those names, faintly erased, was a fourth. A single word written and trying to establish influence over Nancy like it did with her parents. That may also be the reason why it watched her for hours on end. Unfortunately, the Office of Anomaly Safety received hundreds of letters every week, and by the time our response team reached the Gray residence, it was already too late. Agents discovered signs of struggle. There was no evidence of a fourth resident in any record. However, the home displayed clear signs of what we classify as a presence-type anomaly. A blood trail led from the living room through the back door into a clearing near the tree line. There, the agents discovered the remains of 3 individuals: Nancy, her mother Claire, and her father David. The entity was near unrecognizable. It was described as shifting between human and inhuman forms, as if struggling to